Hey guys, yes, if this looks familiar to you, this is again another HDMI adapter courtesy of LevelHike. LevelHike has been responsible for the previous two that I bought courtesy of Amazon. One of them being for the TurboGrafx 16, where you have to take the back off of the TurboGrafx and connect the input or the output, if you will, the connector to the back of the TurboGrafx where you would normally connect, let's say, the Turbo CD player. And then for the Super Nintendo, basically it's very similar to this, except the end, the connector there is basically the same kind of connector you would have if you were connecting the AV cables to your CRTV or even your HDMI TV, if they have those as an option to play your Super Nintendo. Now, of course, when you have when you create HDMI accessories for those consoles, of course you got to keep going. If your momentum is hot and you know people like what you're doing, then you got to keep that going. And LevelHike, along with other companies just like them, have been doing that. And lo and behold, this one here is a HDMI adapter for both the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2. And it will work, as far as I know, in all four editions of those consoles. In other words, it will work in the original PS1, it'll work in the modded, more slimmer, cheaper PS1, and the same thing with the PS2. It'll work for the original PS2, which I do have, as well as it'll work for the PS2 Slim. So whatever version of the PS1 or PS2 you have, if not both, it'll work in those systems. Now, just like with the other LevelHike HDMI accessories or adapters, it does give you the option basically to switch between either 16:9 or 4:3 ratio. So if you want to have it in its original 4:3 ratio, you can switch it over to that, or you can switch it over to 16:9 and see it in glorious widescreen, and if not, high definition, as this accessory intends it to be converted to. Now, of course, you also have your power option, which is done by, of course, the micro USB cord here. And just a little bit of advice: if you have a USB port in your wall socket, which a lot of houses sometimes do at times, or people put in if they own a house or if they get permission from the landlord, then all you have to do, if that wall socket with the USB port in there is next to you where you have your console, all you have to do is plug this into that USB port and you're on your way. Now, if you have a surge protector of any kind, whether it's a big one or a small one, and it also has a USB port on it for charging and everything, you could do the same thing with that as well. Now, also you have the option of using an AC adapter as well. And yes, any AC adapter that I know of will work with this, including, believe it or not, the AC adapter for a Super Nintendo Classic, an SNES Classic. It will work on this as well, because that's what I just used just moments ago when I was playing my PS2 testing, while I was testing this out. Now, of course, just like with the previous ones, you also get an HDMI cable to go along with it. So you don't have to go out and buy one on your own unless you want to kind of improve on it and maybe save these HDMI cables that come with them for later or for backups. But yes, it does come with an HDMI cable. And the end result basically is a very clean image. It looks like the games are, have new life breathed into them. I mean, the comparison pictures that people use on Amazon and other places when they're talking about this definitely lives up to those expectations. So my advice basically is, if you're going to get something like this, either it's from LevelHike or any other company that's doing it, make sure, one, again, your power source where you plug your micro USB cord into either has a USB charger port in it, whether it's in the wall or in your surge protector or as part of your surge protector, or use an AC adapter of any kind, including an SNES Classic Edition AC adapter, and you should be good to go. And then, like I said, of course, you have the HDMI cable, but if you feel like, hey, this kind of cable will not do it well, and you want a more crisper picture, and you feel things like a GE or an LG or a Monster HDMI cable will do it, then go ahead, try one of those, you should be fine. The only other advice I got when it comes to this is make sure your PlayStation 1 or your PlayStation 2 is on RGB. That's right, check your settings, your settings, your system information, if you will, and make sure your system is on RGB and not that other option where you need the blue, green, and red cables, or SV cables, the S-V cables instead. Because if you're on that option, it's going to be all green. You're going to get a green picture and you're going to wonder what's going on. What you have to do is make sure that your PS1 or your PS2, depending on what edition you have, is on RGB and not the options for Super Video, for S-video. So overall, though, I do recommend getting this if you are still wanting to play your PlayStation 2 or your PlayStation 1, but you want to play it in high definition, and you don't want to always keep, plugging in your AV cables to your AV to HDMI converter. I do recommend getting this. It's not that much. I was finally glad to get it. I mean, I tried to get it before, but it went out of stock. It was currently unavailable. And then recently it became available again, and that's why I was able to get it. So if you want to basically have the best option, in my opinion, to kind of find a way to play your system, PS2 or PS1 systems, then I would recommend LevelHike. Go with LevelHike or a company like them, and I guarantee you will get a crisp, clear picture in the long run. I mean, basically, like I said, the images look like they get rendered into 1080p courtesy of something like this, or 720. Look crisper, look better than they've ever have. They look newer, just like I said with the Super Nintendo and the TurboGrafx. When I tested those out, it looks like new life got breathed into these games. Basically, feels like they've been given a new coat of paint. And that's exactly what the LevelHike PS2 adapter, HDMI adapter, does as well. So yeah, overall, I can't really say any more than that. Again, highly recommend them. Highly recommend. What I'm trying to say is highly recommend. Just trying to think of what I'm saying because I'm doing this without a script. Basically, I highly recommend going out and getting one of these because I guarantee you it will be probably the best purchase you could get, especially when it comes to wanting to have a solution to playing your PS2 or PS1 games on high definition with a very crisp, high quality picture, unlike what you could get with the AV to HDMI converter. Not saying you can't get a good picture out of that, but still, this is probably the best option over that. So overall, guys, I highly recommend it. Got to give a thumbs up to LevelHike, and hopefully we'll see more of these in the future. I do know that they got one for the Dreamcast, and I might be looking into that, as well as I know they have one for the Nintendo GameCube, and I'll also be looking into that. I mean, you would think the one they gave with the Super Nintendo would work at the GameCube, but it doesn't. So I'll be looking into getting one for the GameCube and the Dreamcast, and hopefully maybe down the line they'll create one for the NES, the NES top loader and the classic NES. Hopefully they'll do that in the future. I know they've done it for the Sega Genesis, and I think they've done it for the Master System. So hopefully they'll do it for the other ones as well. But that's all I can say, guys. Let me know what you all think down below. Again, I highly recommend going out and getting a LevelHike HDMI adapter for any system that you could think of that you believe they may have one for. I mean, again, they have one for Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Sega CD, Saturn, Dreamcast, PlayStation 1 and 2, the Xbox and the Xbox 360, I believe. They have a variety, and hopefully they'll have more coming in the future, because I think people that have the Nintendo and the Nintendo top loader would love something like this in their collection. So anyway, though, guys, again, I highly recommend them. Check them out. Again, you will get not only will you get this, but you'll also get a micro USB cord for power and the HDMI cord for the image. And once again, I also advise that if you haven't played your system in a while, check your system information, check your settings, make sure they're on RGB and not the settings for S-video. So yeah, that's all I can say on that. But again, highly recommend this one and go out and get it. And that's all I can say, guys. So till next time, God bless, take care, and I am out. I'm going to put this away and store it along with the other ones until I decide to play my PS2 later on down the line again. So again, check it out. Grab yourself one. I can't say any better. I can't say any more than what I am now of how good of a purchase this is. So until next time, guys, God bless, take care, stay safe, and I am out.